5, 4.
Good evening and welcome to the third and final meeting this evening. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove. This time we will convene our Common Council meeting, and in lieu of a roll call, I will ask each council person to introduce themselves. To my far right, Dave.
Dave Mobley, City Councilman at Large.
John Jennings, District 4.
Dave Harrison, District 5.
Dan McMillan, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Ed Bell, District 2.
Mary Huser Stewart, District 1.
Kathy Coates, Council at Large.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, council members. You've been presented with minutes from the meeting dated Monday, October the 1st, 2012. This time the floor is open for comments or questions. If there are none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Two people have signed up to speak, Aaron Janetti and Beth Bird. Would you like to speak now, or would you like to speak when your topic is presented to the council? I'll call you up when the topic comes up that you want to discuss. All right, thank you. Start with old business this evening. First order of business is resolution number 9, 2012, the 2013 library budget approval for third and final reading. Liz?
Okay. I was asked by a council person for some, he had some questions. I'm just going to go through them. I don't think everybody has a copy of them, do they?
No.
Okay. It was asked, what are the circulation statistics for the last 3 years for the library? I'll start with 2009. It was 89,637. 2010, 94,345. In 2011, 140,254. Any questions on that? How many programs were offered at the library? And these are all statistics from 2011. It's from the annual report, which we file, which we're required to file with the Indiana State Library. There are 165 adult programs, 205 children's programs, and 9 teen programs for a total of 379 programs. How many borrowers does the library have compared to the population of Beech Grove? The population of Beech Grove from the 2010 census was 14,880. For cardholders in Beech Grove only, there were 17,061. That's about 73%. Now, since I've been there, I have looked through some of these are all 2011 figures. I've kind of looked through some of those card holders. Some of them, there hadn't been a lot of purging done of old records. So there were records in there literally that had not, that the card hadn't been used in like 20 years. So since I've been there, I have done some purging. And the current number stands at 9,325, which is, I'm sorry, 6,736, which is about 45% of the population of Beech Grove, which that may not sound like a lot, but it really, for having library cards, it's pretty normal. And then, any questions? I'm sorry, I just keep going. How many employees does the library have? Full-time employees, the library has 4. 3 librarians, that includes myself, and All three of those librarians have a master's degree. We have one circulation supervisor who has a college degree, but she is not a librarian. We have 10 part-time people. The part-time people's responsibilities vary. We have people who work at the desk, check out materials. We have a couple people who work in the back and do some processing of materials. The wages of the hourly employees vary from $7.25 up to $10.25. I think I answered the last question. One was about, do we own the copy machines? No, we rent our copy machines. Anyone else have any questions for me? Did I answer everything?
All right, council have further comment or questions concerning the library budget?
I did have a question about the copying machine.
Oh.
So, with probably a large percentage of people wondering to copy things, wouldn't it be in your best interest to purchase one as to rent one?
Right now, I will look at that next year. We are under contract, so I will definitely look at the value in doing that.
And that's just for your FYI.
Right.
Because it seems like there's a lot of people that live there that
Right.
have knowledge and those companies to make copies.
Right, exactly. So thank you.
Further questions by council members? This time I'll ask the clerk to read resolution number 9 in its entirety.
Okay, ordinance resolution number 9, 2012. Be it ordained, resolved by the Beech Grove City Council that for the expense of Beech Grove Public Library, Indiana, for the year ending December 31st, 2013, the sum of $1,280,700 as shown on budget form 4A are hereby appropriated and ordered set apart out of the funds herein named and for the purposes herein specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Such sums herein appropriate shall be held to include all expenditures authorized to be made during the year, unless otherwise expressly stipulated and provided for by law. In addition, for the purpose of raising revenues to meet the necessary expenses of Beech Grove Public Library, a total property tax levy of $1,220,000 and a total tax rate of 0.3769 are adopted as shown on budget form 4B and included herein. Budget form 4A and 4B for all funds and departments are incorporated by the signing of this form and must be completed and submitted in the manner prescribed by the Department of Local Government Finance. This ordinance resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approved by the taxing Beech Grove City Council.
Motion to approve resolution number 9 on third reading.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. If the council people will sign it and mark how you voted.
Ed? We'll proceed with resolution number 8, 2012, the city budget on second reading. I'll ask the clerk to read the resolution in its entirety, please.
Ordinance resolution for appropriations and tax rate. Ordinance resolution number 8, 2012. Be it ordained, resolved by the Beech Grove City Council that for the expenses of Beech Grove Civil City, Indiana, for the year ending December 31st, 2013, the sum of $10,540,410, as shown on Budget Form 4A, are hereby appropriated and ordered set apart out of the funds herein named and for the purposes herein specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Such sums herein appropriated shall be held to include all expenditures authorized to be made during the year, unless otherwise expressly stipulated and provided for by law. In addition, for the purpose of raising revenue to meet the necessary expenses of Beech Grove Civil City, a total property tax levy of $6,682,522 and a total tax rate of 1.98% are adopted as shown on Budget Form 4B and included herein. Budget Form 4A and 4B for all funds and departments are incorporated by the signing of this form and must be completed and submitted in the manner prescribed by the Department of Local Government Finance. This ordinance resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approved by the taxing Beech Grove City Council.
Thank you, Clerk. Motion to approve on second reading only.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. This time I'll ask Aaron Genetti to step forward, please. Aaron signed up to speak, and I think one of the topics is the budget.
It is. We had a meeting today with Clerk Treasurer Dan McMillan, Chief Cheshire, along with Mr. Peters. Sat down and discussed our budget in detail, trying to figure out why we're showing shortfall and versus what's being published out there. What we have come to conclusion is what we're going to do is continue with this budget. Once April 1st comes around, we know what the circuit breaker really turned out to be or where we're at. At that point, then we will come back to the council discussing funds for the 3 civilian EMT spots that we carried over from last year's budget that we never got to hire.
Questions or comments from council members?
Let's resolve that $114,000.
Yes. You want me to discuss the salary ordinance problems that I showed you?
I'll call you back up when we do that. Thank you, Aaron.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
At this time, I will ask the Clerk Treasurer to read Resolution Number 8, 2012, on third and final reading.
Ordinance resolution for appropriations and tax rate. Ordinance resolution number 8, 2012. Be it ordained, resolved by the Beech Grove City Council for that for the expenses of Beech Grove Civil City, Indiana, for the year ending December 31st, 2013, the sum of $10,540,410, as shown on Budget Form 4A, are hereby appropriated and ordered set apart out of the funds herein named and for the purposes herein specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Such sums herein appropriated shall be held to include all expenditures authorized to be made during the year, unless otherwise expressly stipulated and provided for by law. In addition, for the purpose of raising revenue to meet the necessary expenses of Beech Grove Civil City, a total property tax levy of $6,682,522 and a total tax rate of 1.98% are adopted as shown on Budget Form 4B and included herein. Budget Form 4A and 4B for all funds and departments are incorporated by the signing of this form and must be completed and submitted in the manner prescribed by the Department of Local Government Finance. This ordinance resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approved by the taxing Beech Grove City Council.
Thank you, Clerk. Ask for a motion to approve Resolution Number 8, 2012, on third and final reading.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign.
Will you sign? How you vote?
time, we'll proceed to Special Ordinance Number 5, 2012, Salary Ordinance for Appointed and Elected Officers. This time, I'll call Beth Burke to come forward, please.
Beth Berg, President, Beech Grove Board of Parks and Recreation, 64 North 9th Avenue, Beech Grove. You all have before you our notice to the Clerk Treasurer of the action taken by the Parks Board to fix the pay schedule for our Parks Director at the amount set in the original draft of the salary ordinance and approved by the Council on first reading. It should be clearly understood that this is not in any way a raise above what our Parks Director is currently paid, but simply puts the entire salary for the position under the annual budget for the Parks Department. The salary amount is fully funded in the 2013 Parks budget and the city budget that was just passed. This action was not taken lightly, but was determined to be necessary to ensure that our current Parks Director will receive the same compensation in the coming year for all the duties and responsibilities of the position.
Beth, what was the vote of the Parks Board?
We had one voting against.
And 3-4. Floor is open for comment by board members, or council members, I'm sorry.
So the money that was put on the original budget was what he's always made?
Yes, it's just come from more than one fund within the budget. So
All
we're
right.
trying to correct that for, transparency and to have it all come under the Parks Department budget.
I believe I'm the one that ramrodded this amendment through.
Okay.
And now that I fully understand that this was not a pay increase, then I fully support the amendment going back to 234, 2345, 12. And now that I'm on the right page, I hope this takes any confusion of what I did 2 weeks ago.
We
We thought that was what the issue was, that it was just not clear where the money was coming from.
I was confused.
Okay, no problem.
And I will have to echo that as well. I was confused on what we were voting for. There were so many things being passed, and at the end of the thing, when they said 5-1, and I thought, oh my gosh, what did I do? Now what do I do? So definitely, I think that Tom Hannon should receive the same salary that he was getting before. I knew it wasn't a raise. I just was confused about what we were voting on, and I wanted that to go on record. Thank
Well,
you.
I hope that moving forward we can have better communications, and that would alleviate
Keywords, better communication.
better communication.
Yeah, that's a big problem we have with the board today is communication. One person telling us one thing, another person telling us another.
You're not talking about the Parks Board, are you?
No.
Okay, you said board, so I just wanted to
No,
clear
I
that
mean,
up.
you say communication. That's the problem we're having right now.
All right.
Yeah, in the future, we'd like to have the opportunity to sit down and present or talk about our budget before it got to this point. I mean, this was not something we took lightly. It took us a long time to make that decision, and we would just like that opportunity next time.
And I appreciate the added time and effort that it took the board to put all that together. I know it wasn't something you took lightly, and I appreciate that, as I know the city does.
Well, it's an important
Thank you.
position, and, Tom Hannon does a
Very
great job.
important, yes.
Fabulous job.
For
Yes.
sure.
I can say enough good things about him. So that's all, thank you.
At this time, I'll defer to our council president, Ed Bell. Ed?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I would like to also amend Special Ordinance Number 5 to put Tom Hanna's salary back in, $2,345. Also,
And we'll just do it individually.
okay,
$2,345.12.
correct.
Are you asking for a motion?
I'm asking for a motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. But continue, please.
Okay, Mayor. Also, I believe there was confusion at the last meeting. I wasn't here, and I apologize. I was on vacation. But on the mayor's assistant, it seemed like people were still saying she was having a raise. This is what she had been making since January 1, I believe, for 10 months. I'd asked the clerk treasurer about it, and he was saying that there wasn't any mention of duration or how long this would be going on. So I would like to correct also a wrong. It seems like we're taking money away from someone, which would not be right. The wrong signal for the employees.
Are you asking for a motion?
I would
To
ask
amend
for
general ordinance number?
Would not be a good time for conversation about this?
Sure.
The mayor's assistant position pays $1,400. If she left one position that paid more, oops, the mayor's office, the mayor's assistant position pays $1,400 biweekly. To increase that would open the door for every mayor's assistant from now on to receive the new pay. So I am saying, I believe we should keep it at $1,400. That is what the mayor's assistant position pays.
I disagree, because, John, last year you paid $36,000. It was going to be negotiated to over $42,000 this year if he would have stayed in his position. The 3 previous years, the mayor's assistant made $50,000.
I concur.
I'd
I'd
like to
go
see
back
that
and look back in 2008, saying that
Base salary.
base salary was $50,000.
I would like to see that. Who made $50,000?
Very sensible.
I would like to see
Come
that.
down after the meeting, I'll show you the schematic.
Okay. Where did this information right here, mayor's assistant at $1,400, where did that number come from if it was
A
$50,000?
base salary of $36,000 last year.
Okay, I don't want to hear names. I want to hear position for position. And I don't want to hear, this one's biweekly and then annual numbers thrown out. Please allow me to compare apples to apples, because that is where I'm getting confused. And I was almost there, and this is probably the last item that's left to beat on. But what does the mayor's assistant position pay, either annually in 2011, 12, and proposed for 13?
The last year was base salary was $36,000. This year it's $41,600. Next year it's $41,600.
I'd like to comment on that. The 41.6 is 36.4 of that was for the mayor's secretary. The difference was paid out of the clerk treasurer's office for this year to bring it up to that amount, because she was training the person that filled her position. So for the mayor's secretary in 2012, she was paid 36.4. Any other compensation came from the clerk treasurer's office.
So then that should expire, correct?
Exactly. It will expire on December 31st. That's correct.
Okay. So in the new budget, it sounds like it's put back in?
The base salary is $41,600.
But that's not what the base salary was. Dan says the base salary is 36 for that assistant position. And then the clerk treasurer's office was paying an additional amount for training, transition period that will expire. So the salary is going to stay the same as the 34.6, correct?
No, it goes to $41,600. That's what the salary ordinance did call for. Now it was amended on second reading, back to $36,000.
Right, okay. So that's what...
There's a motion on to amend it to take it back up to $16.03 and 46 cents.
But that's not what it was last year.
No, it was $36,000 last year.
Okay. All right.
Ed, did you need a motion to amend special ordinance number 5?
Yes.
Okay, I need a second.
And that is an increase from what was bumped down.
Yes. It was, started out 1603.46.
Okay.
It got bumped down to 1400. Now Ed has requested to go back up to 1603.46.
I'll second that.
What she's currently.
Okay, I'll poll,
Which he is currently making.
I'll poll individually starting to my left. Kathy?
I say no.
Yes.
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 No.
No.
Okay, 3-3, I break the tie, yes. This time we'll ask special orders number 5. Oh, Aaron. We have another amendment to the ordinance. I'm sorry.
Okay. There was a clerical error in what I'm being told. What we found based off of the salary ordinance of 2011 that I got off the website, based off of the salary ordinance that actually you have in your packets tonight, the captain, lieutenant, engineer, and EMS duty officers position pay was completely left off. The captain's bi-weekly, I think is how it is, should be $173.08. The lieutenant's pay should be $153.85. The EMS duty officer should be $57.69. And the engineer should be $38.46.
And also, counsel, on the next page of the police department, the lieutenant should be $153.85.
The lieutenant, Mayor?
Yes. So we get this straight to fire department. The captain, 173.08. The lieutenant, 153.85. The EDO, 57.69. The engineer, 38.46. And on the police lieutenant, 153.85. I'll ask for a motion to amend special orders number 5 pursuant to position pay that we just mentioned.
I'll make said motion, Mayor.
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. This time I'll introduce special orders number 5, 2012, on third reading, and I'll ask the council to waive the rules to read by title only.
I had another amendment.
I'm sorry?
Sorry. Just this is just a correction, like it looks like from last year, animal control officer, it should be $15.93.27 instead of 77 cents. I mean, it's minor, but
Okay, Kathy, wait a minute. You say it should be 27?
right, 1593.27.
0.27 instead of 77.
Yeah, it's just like a typo.
Okay, we'll include that one in the amendment.
I have one more question. If that's just, on the fire department, where it talks about the $159,000 contract fee, is that a part of the salary ordinance, or is that a different category?
Well, we've discussed that.
It's a separate category. I mean, we can include it in the salary ordinance at $159,000.
It's
I mean,
in
It
there.
is in there.
okay.
But should it be? in
Second
there?
ambulance contractual service.
I think it's just a
Like
safeguard.
civilian paramedic.
I'm just trying, if we're going to make it right, make it right.
Okay. Okay, what I want to do is I want to go back through to make sure that we have all of this covered, and I'll ask for amendment to change the position pay on fire department, captain 173.08, lieutenant 153.85, EDO 57.69, engineer 38.46, under the police, Lieutenant 15385, and Animal Control Officer 1593.27. I'll ask for a motion to amend special ordinance number 5.
I'll make said motion.
Second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Special ordinance number 5, 2012, up for third and final reading. I'll ask at this time to waive the rules and read the ordinance by title only, please.
I'll make said motion, Mayor.
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign.
Special ordinance number 5, 2012, salary ordinance for appointed and elected officers and both full and part-time employees for the city of Beech Grove. Special ordinance number 5, 2012 is an ordinance fixing the biweekly rate of appointed officers, elected officers, and employees of the city of Beech Grove, Indiana for the year 2013. Be it ordained by the Common Council of the city of Beech Grove, Indiana, Section 1, that from and after the first day of 2013, the biweekly pay schedule for appointed and elected officers and employees of the city of Beech Grove be fixed as follows. Mayor's office, mayor, from the corporation.
Wait a minute, just by title only.
Oh, okay. All right.
Read it by title only. I'll ask for a motion now to approve special ordinance number 5, 2012 on third and final reading.
I'll make said motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Passes. Special ordinance number 7, 2012 is up for third and final readings. I'll ask for a motion to read by title only, please.
I'll make said motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Special ordinance number 7, 2012 is an ordinance that amends Article 1, Section 4, subsection A, subsection B, subsection D, subsection G, and subsection H of the City of Beech Grove Personnel Manual. Need a motion to approve our special ordinance number 7, 2012 on third and final reading, please.
I will make said motion, sir.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. On third and final reading. It's additional appropriation of the 2012 budget. Jeff, could you take us through this before we vote on it?
Yeah, the additional appropriations were advertised to the taxpayers. You heard it previously, and they are up for adoption this evening. The first was $50,000 in the Motor Vehicle Highway Fund, which was for crossing guards that were not budgeted for in the 12 budget, and that will be in the personal services category. Second was in the Public Safety Lowit Fund for $120,000. Again, this is in the personal services budget, and this is for the speed up of pension payments for the police and fire department and their 77 pension funds. Previously, you paid in arrears, so you wouldn't have paid your fourth quarter 12 payments until 2013 and charged it against that budget. At this point in time, you're basically going to have to make 5 quarterly payments in 2012. So that 120 is to take that. The third appropriation is for $750,000 in the general fund under capital outlays, and that is the money that you received from Amtrak. It is specified for certain purposes, I believe in Main Street, but even though you've received those monies for a specified amount, because it's in the general fund, it has to be appropriated. And this is that mechanism to cover those expenditures that have been made or any other expenditures of that $750 to be made during 2012. And after your action this evening, it'll be forwarded on to the Department of Local Government Finance, and they will evaluate it for sufficiency of revenue only, and then send back an order.
All right.
Any
Council
questions?
have questions for consultant? If not, I'll ask for a motion to waive the rules to read special ordinance number 10, 2012 by title only, please.
I'll make said motion, Mayor.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Special ordinance number 10, 2012 is an ordinance authorizing additional appropriation of funds, motor vehicle highway, public safety, local option income tax, and the general fund. This time I'll ask for a motion to approve special ordinance number 10, 2012 on third and final reading.
I will make said motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Can we come back, since the council didn't want to do the percentage increase for PERF, can we do that down the road, or we have to do that tonight?
As far as
There's leftover money now in county option income tax, $17,132.
those amounts, to expend them, they're going to have to come back through the council.
Okay.
Unless, as you talked about before, if you were going to transfer it from one category to another, that is something that can be done tonight as long as the total does not exceed the total that was published to taxpayers for the 2013 amount.
All right. Well, why don't, I'll just table that. We'll bring that in front of the council later on.
Okay.
Say it, Jeff, under new business, resolution number 10, 2012, pursuant to tax adjustment board. Do you have that?
I do.
All right, could you explain that to the council, please?
Yeah. As you have done in previous years, you've passed a resolution, statement of objection, appealing action of the tax adjustment board or the county auditor in accordance with Indiana Code 6-1.1-17-15. What this does is protect your actions this evening, as with what you adopted that the clerk treasurer read. You adopted a rate of 1.98 as a maximum to be determined once assessed value is known and the DLGF does their review. If the county auditor were to publish and move that decimal place one place to the left, you would then have 0.19 and you would have 19 cents instead of $1.90, which you're bound to if that's actually published to the taxpayers. So this is for you to pass to ensure that if anything like that happens, the state disregards that notice and comes back to your original action.
Council member have questions or comments? If not, I'll ask the clerk to read resolution number 10, 2012.
Resolution number 10, 2012, resolution statement of objection appealing action of tax adjustment board or county auditor in accordance with IC 6-1.1-17-15. Whereas the city of Beech Grove, Marion County, Indiana objects to the tax adjustment board or county auditor fixing any tax rate or levy different from the amounts fixed by the city of Beech Grove, Marion County. Now therefore, be it resolved by the legislative body of the city of Beech Grove, Marion County, Indiana, that this statement be filed with the Department of Local Government Finance as provided in IC 6-1.1.17-15 in order to restore the tax rates and levies. Be it further resolved that this resolution supersedes any previous resolutions regarding the same.
Thank you. Questions from council? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution number 10, 2012.
I'll make said motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All those opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Resolution number 11 may be the same document. Is that, have you looked at this?
It looks word for word.
I have not.
Okay, then we will not move on resolution number 11.
10 and 11 are
Yes.
identical.
All right. Stay up for Jeff. We'll defer to the clerk for transfer of funds within the appropriate or categories. And we have 43 transfers. Can we do them by, we have to do them individually or by, for instance, Senior Center, Board of Works, different category?
Is this via resolution?
No, this is just a
Moving money
simple
around.
transfer of funds from one category to another.
Right. And they are all within the fund, the same fund, but different categories?
Right.
I would just move on these as presented,
As written.
as written, yeah.
Okay. Councilors, below the request for transfer of monies in the appropriations, these transfers do not increase the budget, but instead are corrections to the current budget. Thank you for considering my request. Are there comments or questions from council members?
Dan, would you like to give us a brief overlay as to what this is?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to point out, right next to the Board of Works, where it says 5 and 6, that should actually be 6 and 7. And what them are is health savings accounts that were not funded. Basically, what I'm trying to do is move money around to get these departments to the end of the year, so I don't have to come back to you every meeting and say, you know, we need $100 here or whatever. But anyway, this is basically just to get every department in the city needed money in different categories. The police needed an additional $10,000 for gasoline. Everybody, just almost every department in the city needed additional health insurance, life insurance, dental. It's just a varied amount of things, perf. It's just to shore up every place where we would have been short from last year's budget is what it amounts to.
So basically, for all of you out there, it's anywhere from $25 to $2,500 is the largest one I see. Just being, there's one for $65,000. Just being moved from one account to the other so they can write the checks out of the correct accounts, so that there's no confusion.
Dan,
Yes.
under senior center number
Yes.
10, that's just $160, right?
Yes, it is. Yes. Thank you.
Any further comments or questions from council members? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the transfers of monies in the appropriations as presented before you.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. That concludes council business under new business. This time we'll move to council comments, starting with my far left. Kathy?
I have no comments. Thank you to everyone. I know we didn't make everyone happy, but we have to do what's best for the city. Hopefully it will work. Thank you.
Mary?
Thank you to everybody for coming once again. Thanks for your support. Thanks for paying attention to what's going on, and we appreciate everything.
Thanks for attending. A plug for town hall meeting tomorrow. It's non-political. This is going to be for the school board candidates for the election November 6th. They're going to be required to answer 7 questions, all of them the same. It should be a fact-finding deal for people who didn't know who they were voting for school. So come out 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, it's Senior Citizen Center. Thank you.
Dave?
I have no comment.
John?
I'd like to congratulate the band. The band came back from regionals, I believe, with a second place, which is good enough for them to to move on to semi-state, I believe. I believe that was regionals and semi-state. And the 8th grade girls volleyball team won their final tournament of the season, the Speedway tournament. They came out with the hardware. They beat every team placed in front of them. So congratulations to the girls and support your local teams. That's all I have this evening. And the football team has had a wonderful season also.
No comment.
Couple things. On November the 10th at 11 a.m. on the steps of City Hall, there'll be a very small ceremony commemorating Veterans Day. Part of it will be conducted by the faith-based roundtable and the Daughters of the American Revolution. And I would like to thank all the city employees who came here tonight. I appreciate your interest in what's going on, and hopefully we'll continue to serve you well. So with that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn, sir.
Second. Meeting's adjourned.